And Leyla, you've been at Salesforce as a senior executive for quite a while. This is an amazingly successful and aggressive company. Like, let's close big deals and logos and all this. And inherently, when you're in one of those magical organizations, the focus becomes on sales, right? And almost just as an organization, it's hard to focus folks post-sales as much because you're so logo-centric. So what are you learning today? It's 2016 and at Desk. Like, what's the right ratio of scarce resources pre and post-sales?
I mean, I think what Bill said makes sense. I think it kind of depends on what's going on. I mean, I think the thing that's a little different for Salesforce on the post-sale side is the community we have. And you know, we're 16, 17 years old, so we're a little older, but our community is on fire, right? They take our customers through the process, often with, you know, unbeknownst to us. They do it, just they hook up, they find each other, and then out of the community really born Trailhead, which is kind of our learning module that goes right next to it. Back to what Lauren was saying as far as the virtual summit, but the idea that give people information and like pace it out to them and then give them a forum where they can interact with each other. The idea that a virtual summit 10 years ago would have been like, this isn't gonna work, like my mom's gonna come, Jason and Bill, but like, you know, like,
coming to hang out.
But I think people are more accustomed to getting information in that fashion now and talking like on Twitter. I mean, I tweeted you know, we like banter a little bit more online than I think that we were accustomed to 10 years ago. And I think SMBs need to take advantage of that. In fact, if I look across just the United States for a minute and look at all the SMBs in the United States, they don't take advantage of this. They don't have a good online presence. They don't engage. Like my dry cleaners, I always bring her up because she's at Salesforce, but she's so funny because I'm like, you could be doing such a better job. Like, just pay attention to when you ruin my husband's shirts and then send me a coupon, or like you break my buttons, or these little easy things you don't even need to know. But she's like, scary, internet, no. I'm like, no, come on. You know, so I think that we are all in technology, so this is all really second nature for us, and we feel like, of course, a virtual
but we
summit.
almost take it for granted because this is the space that we live in, and this is the world that we live in.
And it's normal for us all to talk online and do it. But my dry cleaner, that's terrifying for her to even consider doing something like that. So how do we make that not terrifying for her? She joins a community. She sees that you and I are doing it. She gets, and that's it. I mean, we're lucky at Salesforce because we have that massive secret sauce where that community, any product we launch, anything we do, they just take it and boom.
But let me ask about Desk as a case study.
Sure.
Because Salesforce is the most successful SaaS company of all time, empirically.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, no, but what's interesting is then you come and you're the GM of Desk.
I am.
And so you have a special opportunity to take some of your best practices and learnings and do even better.
Right.
In a mic. So are there one or two tips from customer success, any of this post-sale stuff that you brought to Desk that are tips for the audience, for SMBs?
Yeah, I mean, a number of them. And I had the lucky fortune of being at Salesforce for so many years and watching us grow from SMB into different ones. I mean, I think that the key things that we did at Desk were really trying to refocus efforts on making sure we were paying attention to when our customers were leaving, too. This is something small. This is something that is hard for anyone to do.
Very hard.
You're so focused on the sale, and then you get it, and you're like, good, someone else's problem. On to the next, you know, like this kind of shift motion that we've all been doing. So I think that the idea, I learned that at Salesforce. I learned that you had to pay attention to making sure you got your customers and you kept them. Right? You didn't just go them out the back end. So applying that learning to Desk, really focusing on who do we have, how do we keep them, how do we make them happy, like, and paying attention to the software and figuring out metrics we could look at that would help it. NPS is one. I created a health metric that was based on a whole bunch of things that the company kind of said they felt about things, like what their thresholds were. But then I got that information back in Desk, and I'd be like, okay, they've entered 5 tickets. They're about to go, they're gonna get hot now, and I don't want them to get hot, so I'm gonna call them.
Can you save them then, or is it too late?
Yeah, you call. I had an infrastructure in place. I called the CEO and I say, look, I see a lot of tickets coming in. Is everything okay with you?
Yes.
Do you need anything? Do you want my support team? And honestly, that call was often, they were just so shocked. Like, you know how many support tickets we have, Leyla? I think they were like, what are you doing? But, you know, it was easy for me. It was a report that landed in my inbox. So it's not, it was
and you're
no work.
calling small customers.
Yeah.
You're calling someone that's spending thousands of dollars a year on Desk, right?
But they, look, Fitbit.
But no, this is a key insight. You have to find a way to connect
small customers
at a human way with
big
customers.
Not every small customer does, but some do. Fitbit's a great example for Desk. They bought Fitbit. The guy who started it, Park, he was the one answering the tickets in Desk. They grew huge on Desk, and then now they're up on Service Cloud because they have all this crazy, they want to do a lot more, they have all these countries and different products. But that's a great story. I didn't know Fitbit was going to become Fitbit. It was just Fitbit, and he was using it. Same experience as my dry cleaner or whomever. Like, I don't care, but sometimes little companies become Fitbit, or...
The alternative side too, or in addition to that, that's a great point, is that I think a lot of companies say, well, what is the value of a customer, even a small customer, right? You're like, well, let's just their first sale. No, let's look at the lifetime value, right? But even lifetime value, I think, really underappreciates their influence. So what if that one small customer told 1,000 other people or had massive influence? Now, are they worth more? And also, too, like, you know, I'm with Slack. We're 500 people, right? Is that, I think I'm still with an SMB. I know people in other large companies and medium-sized companies. And so I think you just have to treat everyone and knowing that, like, just give them a great experience. And help them out so they're going to go tell lots of other people, and then you're going to get like this compounding, accelerating growth. You're going to have a much bigger lifetime value, and just focusing on that.
I call this second order revenue, but we way understate the value of our customers, right?